States mobilized for counter-protests as youth groups and students speak again to rallies. Student bodies, youth organizations, and others address the media. More groups emerge ahead of August. Apparently, to stave off the massive protests being planned by some groups and individuals unhappy with the current economic hardship in the country, state governments are beginning to mobilize more youth organizations, student bodies, and the order to speak against the proposed protest. The last few days have witnessed a good number of groups from different parts of the country speaking against the proposed protest. NPU report learned reliably that the strategy is one of those agreed upon by the state and the federal government to checkmate those who are bent on causing the nationwide protests over economic conditions and insecurity. Findings by the NPU reports reveal that chief executive of a state will advise to mobilize as many youth groups and student bodies as they can to address press conferences. In some cases, governors or their representatives are expected to remind the youth of the greater hardship the country would plunge into should any protest be hijacked by hoodlums. Specifically, the governors or their representatives were encouraged to remind the youth of the impact of the 2020 SARS protest, which left some parts of the country badly devastated. Already, some states have activated the strategy by encouraging different youth organizations to come together and address the public to distance themselves from the protest. On Wednesday in Ogun State, a group said to be a coalition of youth organizations and the state met Governor Dapo Abiodun at the governor's office, Okemosun, Abeokuta. The governor, who recalled the destruction of lives and property occasioned by the NSAS protests across the country in 2020, said protests could only aggravate issues without necessarily finding solutions to them. He said, and yet again, there are calls for mass protests across the country, and the first thing that agitates one's mind is that the way to present our case to the government? Is that the way to constructively and objectively engage with government by advertising and planning mass protests? Is there something behind those who are calling for these protests? Is this another plan by those who have tried their luck and have lost? Is this their own way and shortcut to see how to frustrate the government? Young men and women, you have no other country than this country. Let me assure you that I have traveled far and wide. I am sure, like many of you, there is no country in the world where you can walk like your own. That country is Nigeria. There is no other place where nobody will accost you and you will not challenge that person. You cannot go to London and say, do you know who I am? And the people there will not look at you and say that you have an identity problem. But in Nigeria, you can look at somebody in the face and say, do you know who I am? There is a Yoruba proverb that says, beheading is not the solution for an headache. If there are issues, let us discuss them. Let us find a way around them. Let us manage and correct them. Let us not cut off the head or attempt to cut off the head because of a headache that will amount to decapitation, Abiodun advised. He said Nigeria, like many countries across the world, was going through a difficult time. Hence, the need for youth to bring in their vibrancy, zeal, ingenuity, and technical know-how in solving problems. The governor acknowledged the maturity displayed by the youth and the state during the NSAS protest. I want to remind you that there was NSAS when there were protests in different parts of the country, particularly in Lagos, Abuja, and other parts where they were looting, burning, and the likes. They were attacking anything attackable, but you, the youth of Ogun State, said though we are angry and dissatisfied with the way things are, we are not criminals, we are not looters, we will not participate in the protest. To that, I say a big thank you. Speaking earlier, one of the youths, Motolani Oyedeji called for more youth inclusion in government, while the state chairman, National Youth Council, Kolawole Soremi, called for the appointment of a commissioner for youth development to handle youth-related issues in the state and also regular interface between the youth and government to address issues that may cause misunderstanding. In the same vein, some students of various tertiary institutions in Lagos State have distanced themselves from the planned national protest. The students, under the aegis of the National Association of Nigeria Students, NAND, in Lagos, said rather than joining the planned national protest, they would embark on a solidarity walk on the said date to support and encourage the government of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who they said has been of great support to them. Speaking to journalists during a press conference at the Lagos State University College of Medicine last SUCOM, Ikeja, after a joint meeting, student leaders across tertiary institutions in Lagos State said their solidarity walk would also be held from August 1st to 10th to drum for peace, especially to ensure that the ugly incident of NSAS of 2020 does not repeat itself. The chairman, National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS Lagos Access, Comrade Lekon Alimi, who addressed journalists on behalf of the students of various tertiary institutions in the Lagos State, described the planned nationwide protest against hardship in the country as absolutely uncalled for. Comrade Alimi, flanked by the president of the National Association of Lagos State Students, Comrade Hafiz Olufowabi, Chairman, National Association of University Students, Lagos Chapter, Comrade Miracle Yemo, Assistant General Secretary, Southwest, National Association of Polytechnic Students, Comrade Zainab Yakub, Chairman, National Female Student Association of Nigeria, Lagos Chapter, Comrade Titilayo Ekendayo, and President of the Student Union of Tertiary Institutions in the state, said rather than joining the protest, students would prefer constructive dialogue with government in achieving collective goals. While noting that the trying times in the country will soon fade out, Akoni appealed to Nigerians to persevere a little more to enjoy the dividends of democracy of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. He said, and I quote, "In these trying times, it is crucial that we remember the importance of stability, peace, and constructive dialogue in achieving our collective goals. Given these significant contributions and the progress we have witnessed, we strongly state that we are not in support of any protest against the government in Lagos. We understand the frustration and challenges faced by many, but we must also recognize the advancement and opportunities that have been provided to cushion the economic effects on the nation. And we hope other states can emulate the Lagos state government. We cannot afford to let the destructive events of the past, such as NSAS protests, repeat themselves. Our priority is to defend and preserve the peace and channel their energies into constructive dialogue and positive action, such as volunteering for community development projects, participating in student government initiatives, and engaging in academic and extracurricular activities that promote excellence." Now, I don't have an issue with states who their governors are doing well. I've said it before. But the thing is, this anger is not for you. It is for the federal government. Coming to say we should persevere more is balderdash, is bullshit. I will say it again. It is balderdash because when these people are doing whatever they want, they're taking the funds they want, but when they are looting, but when they are selling our natural resources, or should I say mineral resources, and think we do not know, we know them. We don't care. They can shove it, wherever, for all we care. The thing is, coming us to come and speak to them, don't they have sense? They don't have sense. Yes, at this point, we have to start asking, if you as a government will need me, the civilian, to tell you what to do, then there is something wrong with your brains, most especially if this was not the first time. We were not in a military regime. We came out from we came out from a democratic system of government. We are not coming from the military. And you want me to tell you what to do, then something is wrong with you. It's just like a father to a child. The father is waiting for the child to tell him to take care of her. Nah, this is not done. It's not done anyhow. They want to see me, then see I'm sure. All right, on this note, you have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of